In the dead of night, the Karakum Desert is almost completely dark, but the blackness breaks around a massive, violently glowing orange pit. Beneath the sand lies a hidden cavern holding a highly pressurized pocket of natural gas that had been sealed under the rock for millennia. In 1971, Soviet geologists brought heavy exploratory machinery into the desert to tap the reserves. The weight of their equipment pierced the cavern's rock ceiling, causing the subterranean pressure to drop and the ground to completely collapse. There was no immediate explosion. Instead, the newly opened abyss acted as a vent, rapidly exhaling a silent, invisible plume of highly toxic methane gas. Expecting the fuel to burn off quickly, the engineers threw a match into the pit. Their decision inadvertently birthed an uncontrollable monster that has burned for more than 50 years. Measuring 70 meters wide, the blazing sinkhole became a permanent fixture of the Turkmenistan landscape, famously dubbed the door to hell. But the official origin story is missing its evidence. The Soviet archives regarding the Darvaza incident remain either completely empty or permanently classified. The famous story of the crater is a lie, and the seemingly eternal fire is finally beginning to die out. Investigating why the flames are fading reveals a history that has been hidden beneath the fire since the Cold War. Scientists are now using declassified historical satellite imagery to look deep into the past and reconstruct the site's true history. The Landsat data reveals a shocking discrepancy throughout the entire 1970s. There is absolutely no thermal evidence of flaring at the site. The fire was actually ignited much later, specifically between September 1987 and February 1988. For over a decade, authorities allowed massive amounts of explosive poisonous gas to vent freely into the air. The late ignition effectively buried the evidence of a 16-year failure to contain a massive toxic leak. The active crater is an intensely hostile environment. Ground temperatures soar above 50 degrees Celsius accompanied by a deafening roar resembling a jet engine. The heat and light create a bizarre ecological trap. Nocturnal desert spiders are hypnotically drawn to the flames, marching blindly into the fire. During a 2013 scientific descent into the 1000 degrees pit, researchers found alien-like extremophile bacteria thriving directly inside the boiling soil. The disaster also claimed human victims. The nearby settlement of Darvaza housed a community of herders living in the toxic shadow of the crater. In 2004, a government decree labeled the village an eyesore. The residents were given exactly 1 hour to evacuate their homes forever. The door to hell consumed an entire ecosystem and served as the justification to violently erase a human community from the map. The terrifying visible flames hide a much larger silent atmospheric threat that the fire has never been able to consume. Scientists now use cutting-edge hyperspectral satellite technology to detect and quantify the invisible greenhouse gases leaking from the Earth's. This data reveals a massive invisible methane plume bleeding from the crater at a rate of nearly 2,000 kilograms per hour. Successive satellite passes prove the leak is a constant, catastrophic atmospheric hemorrhage. Beyond the fiery spectacle, the crater has spent 50 years hemorrhaging invisible climate-destroying poison into the global atmosphere, and international intervention, led by the United Nations and Turkmenistan, is now working to finally shut down the 50-year-old disaster. To fight the fire, engineers are drilling relief wells into the surrounding desert rather than attacking the flames at the surface. This subterranean methods starves the beast from below, intercepting and capturing the pressurized methane long before it can reach the crater. As the relief wells divert the fuel, the towering flames are finally starving, shrinking down into weak, dying embers. Human intervention is finally closing the door to hell, but the violently scarred earth remains a permanent, haunting monument to human hubris.